Hello everyone. In this video, I'm going to show you how I designed soft tissue crown lengthening guide using Blenderfordental. After importing the scan and aligning it to the center of the 3D view, we are going to go to the Blockout module and then select our scan, which is the upper scan, and we're going to name it and then create an offset. After creating the offset, we are going to voxel remesh the scan. After creating the offset, we are going to survey the scan, which is the upper scan, and then we press survey upper. We keep moving the scan until we reach to the position where we block all the undercuts. You have to align the scan point of view because it will block any undercut with this view. So that's enough. For the sake of simplicity and saving time, we are going to use these automatic options, which is auto models, less retentive, which is minus 0.2. This is the scan, which is surveyed and will have the undercuts removed. To better visualize what the offset means and what the undercuts is shown, we are going to view the offset and the passive. And then we're going to take a cross-section of this model. Here you can appreciate the layers of the scan. So first, this is the original scan, as you can see here. And then this is the offset, which is the same scan but increased in size by 200 microns. Here is the passive without any retention. And here, the option that we used, which is auto-retentive model, which decreased by 200 microns. Before proceeding to the Splint module, now I'm just going to do some measurements and creating some safety zone and the cutter to proceed with our crown lengthening guide. So now I'm going to disable the retentive and show the original model. Press on the model that we are going to do the measurements, and then shift right click to move the 3D cursor and add a single vertex. This single vertex, we are going to do some measurements. So for example, here we want to do 2 millimeters of soft tissue crown lengthening. So I'm going to extrude in the Z-axis for 2 millimeters. That's our cutter dimensions. And then another 3 millimeters to create a safety zone for our guide. To make our ruler visible, now I'm going to go to the properties, object data, viewport display, and then in front. Now I'm going to enable snapping options to the face, but without project individual elements. Now I'm going to select our ruler and then extrude it along the teeth that we are going to do the crown lengthening. Okay, so now I have finished drawing the ruler and for the cutter and the safety zone. Now I'm going to separate the safety zone from the cutter. So I'm going to select this face and then press Ctrl and mouse click to connect the two faces and then separate them by selection. Then we are going to the cutter, extend all these vertices to make the cut along. To save some resin, I'm going to select the bottom vertices and then extrude them in Z-axis. Then I'm going to flatten all these vertices by using loop tools. And now we have created our cutter. Then we're going to select all vertices and do an inset of the faces. Decrease the distortion of the mesh when we are going to do subdivision modifier. Before going through the modifier list that I'm going to use, where I'm going to item here and then increase the mean bevel weight of the edges to 1. So why we use subdivision modifier? Because we want the cutter to be smooth. We're going to go to the modifiers, apply subdivision modifier, return to object mode, and then we're going to do solidify to give thickness to this cutter. We are going to go for 5 millimeters. It's not 5 millimeters, it's 2.5 millimeters outside the mesh and 2.5 millimeters inside the mesh. I'm going to show you the cross section to be able to visualize it better. So as you can see here, it's not all the 5 millimeters outside, it's half in and half out. After the solidify modifier, we're going to add remesh modifier to make it smoother. And to increase the smoothness, we are going to make it of 50 microns. To apply all these modifiers in a single click, we're going to right click, convert to mesh. Now for the safety zone, we are going to make it unclickable by pressing on this icon and change the color to red, for example, to be able to view it while doing the designing the splint. As you can see, you can't see the red color because we have to change color to object. Now before designing the splint, we are going to add few modifiers as well. We are going to add solidify to act as an offset, and then remesh again, and then convert to mesh. Now we are ready to design the splint. Now we are going to the Blockout Module, hide the original models, and then get the retentive model. Now we are going to Splint Module, and then name the target model to begin the work. And then we are going to move the 3D cursor and then begin drawing our splint. Now we are going to draw our splint, and then we are going to make our periphery near or just outside the safety zone that I have created. Now we're going to change the color back to material to see if our design is correct. Then press on trim. When you see two different colors, that means that the script and the drawing of our splint is correct. We are going to choose the layer that we want to convert to splint, and then press clean. Now we are going to make the layer and make it 3 millimeters. Remember, it's not 3 millimeters, it's 1.5 millimeters outside and 1.5 inside. Then we accept the layer. Now we don't need our safety zone, so we are going to disable it, smooth the splint layer, and then we are going to press exit and remesh. Now we are going to cut the fitting surface first. We are going to press select splint layer and then cut fitting surface. As you can see, now the fitting surface has been cut. And then we are going to do to cut the cutter into the splint layer. We're going to select the splint layer as well, and then press on object being cut, and then select the cutter, and then apply the cut. Now we are going to smooth with mask protection. The mask protection is this gray area, which will prevent our smoothing brushes to modify any fitting surface. And here is the soft crown lengthening guide us to cut 2 millimeters from the gingival margin. So here is my way of designing soft crown lengthening guide. I hope you liked this video, and thank you very much.